Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Kickin' Bass TV. Today's video, we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. We're up here in the Rocky Mountains doing a little early ice fishing. We're gonna try to catch our first trout of the year through the ice. Then we're gonna drive back down into the city, into the open water, and try to catch a trout in the open water all on the same day. So do me a favor, hit the subscribe button down below and stay tuned. Alright guys, so after what's been a considerably warm fall for us here in the West, most of our lakes below 7,000 feet really haven't had any fishable ice on them yet. But after a few days of consistently colder temperatures and some good overnight ice buildup, we found that one of our local mountain lakes was about 80% capped and had anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of ice. So we got out there, decided to punch a couple of holes in the ice, see what we could get into. And typically these lower elevation mountain lakes, you're not going to get a lot of huge trout. It's more stalker size than anything else. For that reason, I generally start out with a small teardrop tungsten jig. I tip that with either a wax worm or a piece of shrimp on some light 4-pound Suffix ice line. Nothing fancy, and sure enough, within the first couple of minutes, we had our first trout of the year through the ice. Now, if I'm fishing for big lake trout, higher elevation, that's when I'm going to up my profile. I'm going to throw in my tube jigs, my spoons, tip with sucker meat, things of that nature. I'm also going to be going with some heavier line, some heavier rods, but for the most part, these stalker lakes, I find that these tungsten teardrop jig is more than hardy enough to bring in that 18 to 24 inch bow, but it also has a small enough profile so that you're not tearing up these smaller stalker trout so they have a chance to grow. We ended up pulling in about 12 to 15 trout in the short time that we were there, and then a lot of people started showing up to the lake, so we decided to pack it up, hike back to the car, load up and head back down the hill into the city, see if we could get into some trout in the open water. One of the coolest parts of living in Colorado, especially where we are in Golden, this time of year you can drive 20 minutes into the mountains, you can ice fish, or you can drive 20 minutes the opposite direction into the city. You can fish through open water and it'll be 10 to 15 degrees warmer. So we decided to head over to one of our local bodies of water. It's got a healthy shad population, and with the trout being more aggressive in the city because they're cohabitating with bass, catfish, carp, things of that nature, generally, I don't have a problem catching them on, what would be considered primarily a bass bait, like this Guggen Banger square bill here, but it's a shallow runner, it's a shad imitator, and there's shad in this lake. So sure enough, 5 minutes in, and we had a trout in the open water. So it just goes to show you guys, you can see the mountains in the distance there. We just got done catching them through the ice. We drove 25 minutes down into the city, and we got one through open water. So that's gonna do it for the video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, because that's the best way to show your support. And as always, we love to hear from you guys, so don't hesitate to leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Until next time, guys, I'm D with Kickin' Bass TV.
Subscribe!